Hello, can you hear me? We'll be starting with Sec 2 Math first. Is there still beeping sound? Hold on. Eh, yeah. Can you hear me? Is there still beeping sound? All okay, right? Hello. Okay, we'll be working on Sec 2 Math on Term 3 practice. You can take a look at the first question. First question is on direct proportion, so you can give it a try. Remember the formula for direct proportion. Y equals to kx. So k is the constant and x and y are the variables. So make use of this equation to find k. And then from the equation connecting x and y. Anyone found k? Can let me know if you have find the value of k. Okay, so for question 1, two quantities x and y are in direct proportion. If the difference in the values of y when x equals to 3 and when x equals to 8 is 20, find an equation connecting x and y. So firstly, we have to let y equals to kx, where k is a constant. So when it's direct proportion, it's always y equals to kx. And they tell you that when x equals to 3 and when x equals to 8, the values of y have a difference of 20. So when x equals to 3, your equation will be y equals to 3k. You substitute x equals to 3 inside. And when x equals to 8, you substitute x equals to 8 inside the equation, so y equals to 8k. And the difference between these two will be 20. Okay, so you can take 8k minus 3k, you get 5k. So this 5k equals to 20. Divide by 5 on both sides, so k equals to 4. Okay, after finding k equals to 4, we can form the equation by substituting back to the original equation here. So y equals to 4x. Okay, then with this equation, you can solve part B and C easily. So for part B is when x equals to 13, y equals to 4 times 13. So y equals to 52. Then for part C, find the value of x when y equals to 50. Okay, so substitute your y with 50. 50 equals to 4x. Then to find x, you divide by 4 on both sides. So therefore, x equals to 12.5. This is Sec 2 math. By the way, there will be Kahoot later. Sec 1 math will be later on at 8 p.m. Okay, see you later. You can also try out the Kahoot for Sec 2 if you want. So you can stay tuned for the giveaway later. Okay, for those who are done with the first question, can go on to question 2. So question 2 is also on the topic of direct and inverse proportion. Anyone try question 2? Every day in a warehouse, 6 men load onto lorry some boxes and they take 2 hours to do it. On a certain day, 2 men were absent. How many hours does it take for the remaining men to load the boxes? Okay, so 6 men load onto the lorry some boxes. They take 2 hours to do it. So if 2 men were absent, calculate how many hours does it take for the remaining men. So if it's only done by one person, how long will it take? Okay, so 1 man will take 6 times 2 hours to load the same number of boxes. Okay. So if 2 of them are absent, means how many men are left? 6 minus 2, so there is 4 men left. Then after that, we know that total hours must be 12 hours, so we take 12 hours divided by 4 men. So the remaining men will take 3 hours to load the boxes. Those who are done can move on to question 3. It's on congruent triangles. So congruent triangles means two exactly the same size and shape triangles. So all the angles, or rather all the corresponding angles must be the same. Hi Millie. Y'all can get the worksheets from the link in our bio. Okay, do try question 3. You haven't learned congruent and similarity in your school? I see. Okay, congruent actually just means that there's two exactly the same triangle, so they are of the same size. All the corresponding angles will be equal and their corresponding sides will be equal. Okay. So with this information, you can actually solve the question. Okay, so in the figure below, triangle ABC and triangle DBE are congruent. Find the values of x. So x is the length BE. So BE is in this triangle. So this length BE here, it will correspond to this length BC. Okay, they are the last two alphabet of the triangle, so they must correspond to each other. So we have the length for BC. Since they are congruent, means their length must be the same. So x equals to BE, which is equals to BC due to congruency, and BC has the length of 7. For y will be an angle. So y is equals to your angle EDB. So it will be EDB. So it will correspond to angle CAB. Because in congruency and similarity, the sequence of how you label or how you name the triangle is very important. That's why you can also use this to help you to find which angle is the same. Okay, angle CAB is this angle here. It's not given, but we can find because we have the other two angles. And we know that sum of angles in a triangle equals to 180 degrees. So you can take 180 degrees minus 38 degrees minus 54 degrees. Don't forget to write the properties that you have used here. So it's equals to 88 degrees. Okay, those who are done with question 3 can try question 4. Same thing, do feel free to send in the answers when you are done. Question 4, it's on similarity. So for similarity, the angle of the corresponding sides are equal and the ratio of the corresponding sides are equal. So take note here, is the ratio that is the same, it's not the length that is the same. That's why for similar triangles, they do not have the same size, but they have the same shape. Anyone trying this question? These two are the unknown. So x is finding the angle, y is finding the length. Okay, so angle x. Angle x is referring to angle LMN. Sorry, LNM. So for angle LN, then M will correspond to angle AC, then B. So it is equals to angle ACB which is equals to ACB is given, so it's 45 degrees. Okay, then for y is referring to the length BC. So this is similar triangle, so we need to form a ratio here. So BC will correspond to MN. So BC over MN equals to, so we look at which side is given in this triangle here. So the other length that we have is AC. A and C, 10 cm, so it be equals to AC over, and this side AC correspond to LN, so it will be over LN. And then we plug in the figures. Okay, so BC is Y, MN is 3, AC is 10 over LN is 5. So Y equals to 10 over 5 times 3. We'll get 6 cm. Okay, those who are done can take a short break. Those who need to go to the washroom can go to the washroom. We'll take around a 5 minutes break. Oh, I was preparing for the Kahoot later. That's why I disconnect first. We'll continue at 7:35. Those who are here can try the remaining 3 questions. We'll continue with the remaining 3 questions at 7:35. So question 5 is like a mix of direct proportion and percentage. Okay, so for y is directly proportional to the cube of x. So now it's no longer so direct as per y equals to kx. Instead of that, it will be y equals to kx cubed. So direct proportion, same thing, the formula is y equals to kx. So in this case, your capital Y equals to the small letter y, but your capital X is equals to x cubed. Find the percentage increase in y when the value of x is increased by 200%. So take note here, it's increased by 200%, not increased to 200%. There's a difference here. So we let y equals to kx cubed, where k is a constant. So when x is increased by 200%, what is our new value of x? new value of x will become 3x here, because originally it's 100%, then when you add another 200%, it's 300%. So it will be 300% of x, so it's 3x. So your y, new value of y will be k, and then you replace your x with 3x, the formula is still the same. Okay? The formula is still y equals to k, then x cubed. That's why when you replace your x with 3x, you put a bracket here. Okay, then you expand, so 3 cubed is 27. X cubed is just x cubed. So this is equals to 27kx cubed. So we have the new value of y, and this is the original value of y. So we have to find the percentage increase using before and after. So whenever we are finding percentage increase, we will find the new value. We find the difference first, so we take the new value minus the original value over original times 100%. So you can see that they all have this factor here. Okay, so they are in the same term. So 27 minus 1, we have 26 kx cubed over kx cubed. Okay, so you can cancel this off. So there's an increase in 2,600%. Okay, for those who are done with question 5, can move on to question 6. It's quite similar to question 5, just that for question 6 it's in inverse proportion. So the formula you use must be inverse proportion formula. Nope. Question 6 is not 700%. They're asking for the percentage decrease in y. Take note here that you must use the formula that is inverse proportion. So inverse proportion, the formula is y equals to k over x. So in this case, your capital Y is small letter y. However, your capital X is x cubed because it's the cube of x. Take note also that they are finding percentage decrease. So if it's a decrease, means your original value is greater than your new value. So your answer must be a positive answer because they're asking for percentage decrease already. The decrease itself is the negative sign. Okay, so you let y equals to k over x cubed, where k is a constant. So they say when the value of x is doubled. So when x is doubled, the new value of x will be 2x. Okay, then substitute this new value of x into the x here. Oops. So y equals to k over 2x, the whole thing cubed, which is equals to k over 8x cubed. This is also equals to 1 over 8 k over x cubed. You leave it in this manner so that you can compare with the original. Okay, so the percentage decrease in y will be, since they're asking for percentage decrease, you know original is greater than new, so you take original minus new in this case. Over k. So when you're finding percentage decrease, you divide by original. Times 100%. Okay, so the like terms here is k over x cubed. So 1 whole minus 1 over 8, we have 7 over 8 k over x cubed, and then divide by k over x cubed times 100%. Cancel, cancel. So we have 7 over 8 times 100%, which will give us 87.5%. Can you all see? Those who are done can move on to the last question, question 7. After question 7, we will move on to Kahoot. Okay, in the diagram, ABCD is a square of side 27 cm. X, Y, Z, and W are points on AB, BC, and CD and AD respectively, such that AX equals to BY equals to CZ equals to DW. And then X, Y, Z, W is also a square. So given that AX equals to XCM, write down an expression in terms of X for the area of triangle AXW. So we know AX is XCM. With that, we can find AW, because here is also X. And then we know BC equals to AD, which is also 27 cm. So AW will be 27 minus X cm. So we have the base and we have the height of the triangle AXW, so we can find the area of triangle. So half times base times height. They ask you to live in terms of x, so this will be the answer. Oh, do you still need question 6? You can let me know when you're done. Okay. You continue with question 7. Given that, for part B, given that the area of square XYZW is 509 cm. So here is 509 cm squared. Write down an equation in terms of x and show that it reduces to this. So we have the area of one triangle, means we have the area of the fourth triangle, and we also have the area of the inner square. So when you sum everything up, it will give you the area of the big square ABCD. Okay, and we also have the area of square ABCD. We can find it. So 27 cm times 27 cm. 729 cm square. So this 509, right, it's equals to the area of the big square minus 4 of the area of the triangle. So 4 times area of triangle. Then we simplify. Divide by 2, divide by 2. So we have 2x times 2x minus 7. Sorry, 2x, 27 minus x. Okay, then we expand. Negative 2x times 27, so we have minus 54x. And negative 2x times negative x, we have positive 2x squared. Okay, then we simplify and rearrange the equation. So 2x squared minus 54x. Then we take 729 minus 509. It will be 220 equals to 0. Then all of them are even numbers, so we can divide by 2 throughout. Okay, so we managed to show this part. Last part is just solving the equation. Okay, so there's only 3 terms to the equation, so we draw 2 brackets. So x squared can only be from x times x. Then we look at the pair of factors of 110. Which pair of factors have a difference of, have a total of 27, because this is a positive 110 and this is negative, so it has to be negative times negative that give us a positive 110, and their total must give you 27. Okay, so it will be 22 times 5 give you 110, and then 22 plus 5 give you 27. So negative 22 minus 5, you get negative 27. Okay, so x minus 22 equals to 0, or x minus 5 equals to 0, x equals to 22, or x equals to 5. Okay, so for this question, we have to reject x equals to 22 because your AX must be shorter than your AW. or rather your AX must be shorter than your XB. Okay, so therefore to find the length of AX, it is equals to 5 cm. Okay, the question already tell you that AX must be lesser than XB. So for AX to be lesser than XB, X cannot be 22. Okay. So those who are done can get ready your devices for Kahoot. Anyone still need this page? Hold on. Okay, y'all can either join with the gain pin or the QR code. Who is 16 here? Set 1 math will start at around 8 after this Kahoot. This Kahoot is for Sec 2, but it may have Sec 1 question inside. Hi. Your name looks familiar. No, Sec 1 math don't have Kahoot. I think next week Sec 1 math will have Kahoot. Yeah, you can just join for fun. They are just MCQ, so you can also make smart guesses. Okay, anyone still joining? We give around 1 minute for people to join. Huh? I'm not sure of the price of durian. I don't eat them. And I don't like durian. Okay, anyone still joining? If not, we'll start the Kahoot. Not very sure about the prices now. but I think same as the past. Like some last time was like PodMart or Smiggle stuff. This is Sec 2 math, but Sec 2 math also comprises of Sec 1 math questions. Okay, I'll begin now. It's okay, you still can join for fun. The game pin you all still can see, right? It's at the bottom. So if you want to join, you all still can join. 3153092. Yep, you still can join. Okay. Let's see the podium. Let me see. Okay. So 3a minus 6b plus 5b, right? So the negative 6b plus 5b will give you a negative b instead of a positive b. This is Sec 2 math. Solve for x. Wow, well done. Hypotenuse is referring to the longer side. Yep. Music lover is a genius. Okay. For the top three, right, later remember to screenshot the last page. Later can do science. Science will be next Tuesday. Sec 1 math will be later on after this Kahoot. Oh, quite well done. Yeah, for a P3, right? Can even do Sec 2 math. It's level Sec 2 math. Huh? You're 27 years old. I think you maybe forget already and then you return to the teacher. Or return to your teacher whatever you have learned. I think it's more than 10 years ago. Okay. Oh wow, there's a reshuffle in the third place onwards. Okay, last question. Yup. So if you are the top 3 in the podium, screenshot the podium so that you can claim your prize. Later I will show you the instruction if you are the top 3 winner. Next time come in earlier. No, this is the last, the only Kahoot for today. After this will be Sec 1 math. Okay, let's look at the podium. Okay, who is I am 16? Congrats. John Smith and a dot. You use Pythagoras theorem to, if it's a right angle triangle, you can find the longer side of the triangle. So the formula is a squared plus b squared equals to c squared, where c is the length of the longest side of the triangle. Yeah, you'll learn this in Sec 2. Okay, do remember to screenshot. Let me show you the instruction again. Next week, 2 weeks later for Sec 1 math, there will be a Kahoot for Sec 1 math. So y'all can stay tuned for that. And do join earlier so that you won't miss the Kahoot. Okay, top 3 winners, please screenshot the podium and then you can either WhatsApp us or chat with us on the TikTok. Then you can claim your gift. No, I'm unable to do one more. I need to move on to Sec 1 math. Yes, we'll start on Sec 1 math. Hold on. Okay, before we start on Sec 1 math, so this is the webinar promo. let me edit the heading first. Okay, hold on. Which flag are you referring to? Okay, can we start with Sec 1 Math? How old are you, Miss? My knee grows 69, huh? What? Sorry. Okay, question 1. Oh. Sure, but there will be no prize. Okay, so for Kahoot, that's quite limited to the things that we can do. Like, yeah, you can see that the questions are fairly easy. That's why you prefer Kahoot, right? Yeah, we will have Kahoot 2 weeks later. I think every week there will be one Kahoot, but on different subject. So you can also stay tuned next week and join the session with Kahoot. The Kahoot is over for this week, which is just now. Okay, anyone done with question 1? Express each of the following ratios in the simplest form. In the form of A is to B, where A and B are integers. So I think this one even upper primary can do. Yep, that's right. So divide by 6 on both sides, you will get 4 is to 5. Part B, 1.6 is to 3.6. You can multiply 10 on both sides first, so you have 16 is to 36. Then you divide by 4 on both sides, so 4 is to 9. How do you get 2 is to 9? Yeah. Next week I won't be around. I'll see you next week. Yes, you're right. So if it's a 1-mark question, it's fine, yeah. Anyway, this is Sec 1. So usually Sec 1, the math is quite easy because there's a transition between Primary 6 to Sec 1. Those are done, move on to question 2. Okay. Question 2, anyone done? Jane spent some money on a holiday trip. She spent 20% of her money on food, and the remaining amount of money is spent on shopping and hotel respectively in the ratio of 7:9. If the amount of money in total she spent was $4,000, find the amount of money she spends on shopping. Okay, so 20%, you can convert this 20% into a fraction. 20% is 1:5. Sorry, what do you mean by there's nothing? Okay, so food is to shopping plus hotel will be 1:4 because the total must be 5 units. And we know that the remaining for shopping and hotel, right, the total number of unit is 16 unit. So times 4 times 4. Everything times 4. Okay. And the total amount spent is 4,000. So this means 20 unit is 4,000. Always find 1 unit first. Yeah, you can do punching also as long as you get the answer. So we divide by 20. So 1 unit is 200. Shopping is 7 unit. So we have to find 7 unit. There's x. Here are the x. They are asking for the unknown x. Is your copy the same as mine? Can you see the x? Maybe I highlight. They ask you to find these values of x. For question 4, they ask you to find x, y, and z. Is it the same? Does your paper have this x? That's weird. Hold on. Or maybe you can download from the link in our bio. From TikTok. You can download the worksheets from TikTok. Let me know if you can't do that. Or you can just draw on your own the diagram. Anyone done with question 4? Sorry, question 3. You can send in your answer via the chat. What do you get? What's the value of x? Okay, well done. That's good. Okay. So we can see that it's a straight line here, so we'll be applying angles on a straight line, and then we add everything up. 4x plus 10 plus 70 plus 7x minus 10 must give us 180 degrees. Angles on straight line. So in Sec 1 onwards, right, or rather in secondary levels, you have to write down the properties. Okay, then I simplify. 4x plus 7x, I have 11x. 10 minus 10, 0, so I'm left with plus 70 equals to 180. I minus 70 on both sides, so I have 110. Then I divide by 11, therefore x equals to 10. Yes. Yeah, your primary 6 knowledge is very useful. Actually, for Sec 1 math, they are quite related to primary math. Like, maybe they just add a little bit more things. They focus more on algebra, I would say. They're trying to remove the model part. So there's quite a bit of transition here. Yes, actually some people think so. Quite a lot of people think Sec 1 math is so much easier than primary 6 because of the word problems, I think. Wait till you go to Sec 3. if your sec 1 and 2 how to say foundations is there, I think sec 3 is not say very hard, just need to put in more effort. Yeah, focus more on trigo. Anyone done with question 4? Y is 55. X is 80, yes, correct. Yes, A and Z is 45. This is sec 1 math. Sec 1 math is actually a build up on primary math. Just that, remember in primary math you don't have to write down all the properties, but in sec 1 you have to write all the properties. Okay? Okay, sec 1, another thing is there's a lot of subjects. So it's like the number of subjects like doubled or something. Or more, right? Huh? You're still playing Brawl Stars? The live start at 7 p.m. for Sec 2 math, and then we continue with Sec 1 math now. Okay, I'll go through question 4. So to find x, we can use angle on straight line. So we take 180 degrees minus 100 degrees. So x is 80. Then y we can find using vertically opposite angle, so it will just be 55. Then to find Z, you can use sum of angles in a triangle. So 180 minus 80 minus 55. So the properties, right, it varies from schools to schools. So certain teachers or certain schools are quite strict. They require you to follow a certain way of writing. So just follow your school. Okay, if your school allows you to write short form, it's fine. Just follow whatever your school requires. Okay, the concept is the same. So A will be the same as Z. So it's also 45 degrees vertically opposite angle. Okay, well, if you are done, move on to question 5. Question 5 is on rate. You can also send in your answer for question 5 and 6. So question 5 and 6, they are both on rate. Which one is cheaper? Why is A cheaper? Do you all convert to SGD first? Yup, it's B. Duncan, did you guess? You can try again, see if your answer is still A. Not really an estimation question because you don't need to estimate, right? You just like approximate the, yeah, correct. You can also just round it off, or you just look at the first few digits as long as you can compare. This is on a rate question because you can see that there's conversion here. So on a particular day, a bank had the following exchange rates. 1 SGD equals to 0.74 USD and 1 SGD is equals to 0.64 euro. So on the internet, a bracelet was sold for 270 euro on website A in Germany and 290 USD on website B in United States. Which website offer a cheaper price for the bracelet? Explain your answer clearly with relevant working in the space provided. So you do the comparison for website A and then you find the value for website B. So the conversion, you can see that they have SGD in similar. So you just convert both of them to SGD so that you can compare. Okay, so if 1 SGD is equals to 0.64 euro, 270 euro will be, you take 270 divided by 0.64. Then this will give you 421.875 SGD. Then for website B, 290 USD, convert to 1 SGD. Sorry, convert to SGD, you take 290 divided by 0.74. It's approximately 391.89189 SGD. So you just look at the hundreds place, you can tell the difference already. So website B is cheaper. This is Sec 1 math. Okay, those who are done can move on to question 6. Same thing. Okay, estimation, how to say that is an estimation question? You learn the topic on estimation and approximation because you need to use it in other topics. You get what I mean? Unless the question like explicitly tell you to estimate the value of something, then yeah, we will say that it's an estimate or approximate question. Because whenever you are doing exam papers, right, usually the front page will tell you if the answer is not exact, you have to round off it to 3 SF, or if it's in degree, then you have to round off to 1 DP. That's why you need to learn this topic on estimation and approximation. Yeah. You mean the formula for distance? I think approximation and estimation is Sec 1, like maybe the first few topics. Maybe topic 3 or something. Wait, I check. The first few topic, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's topic 3. I'm talking to you. Because when I read textbook, they never say. How to find distance? You mean the formula for distance? Distance equals to speed times time? Is that what you're asking? Oh no, I'm referring to... sorry, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Yeah, that's right, I'm answering her. Anyone done with question 6? You can send in your answer when you're done. Okay, part A is correct, 11.2 kilometer. This is 8 kilometer per hour, this is 84 minutes. So make sure the unit is the same first before you apply the formula. You don't know how to do? Distance equals to speed times time. But before you can multiply them, you must make sure the units is the same. Yep, that's right. Well done. So for part A, 84 minutes when you change to hour, you divide by 60 because this is in terms of per hour basis. So to find the distance traveled in the first part of the journey, it would be speed 8 kilometer per hour times time is 84 over 60 hour. You get 11.2 kilometer. Okay, Kevin cycled at a speed of 8 km per hour for 84 minutes for the first part of a journey. He then decided to slow down and continue to cycle for another 13 km at a speed of 5 km per hour for the rest of the journey. Find the average speed for the whole journey. So when they're asking for average speed, you have to find the total time taken and the total distance traveled. So total time taken will be, so for the second half of the journey, the duration will be 13 km divided by 5 km per hour plus 84 over 60 hour. You get 4 hours here. Total distance, you already found the distance in part A. For the first part of the journey is 11.2 km plus the remaining distance is 13 km. So total 24.2 km. Then with these two information, we can find the average speed. So we have 24.2 km divided by 4. We will get 6.05 km per hour. Which part you don't understand? Okay, you know how to find time taken. Remember this triangle? Oops. Let me see where to draw it. The distance equals to speed times time, the triangle. So to find the time taken for the second part of the journey or the remaining part of the journey, we have the distance, which is 13 km, and we have the speed that is 5 km per hour. So you take distance divided by speed, we get the time taken for the second part of the journey. Okay, so this is the duration for the second part of the journey. This is the duration for the first part of the journey. So this is the total time taken. Yep. Then we have the distance for the first part of the journey found in part A. 13 km is the distance for second part of the journey. So total distance 24.2 km. So to find average speed, we take total distance divided by total time taken. So take note, for average speed, right, you can never find the average of two speeds. Okay, it doesn't work that way. It's not the same way as per how you usually find average. Because 4 hours, I said average speed is total distance divided by total time taken. 4 is the 4 hour. Sorry, I forget to write H. Okay, that's good. So if you're done, can move on to question 7. speed is distance over time. Yeah, you can copy the diagram, sorry. Also, the diagram is not there as well, huh? Ah, the angles are not complete. Let me see. Yeah, question 7. I think question 8 is complete. It's just question 7. Hello, Indomie. Able to see the diagram? Same thing when you are done with 7 and 8, you can send in your answers. No, that's not right. You can give it a try again. You want to change your answer? Those who need hint, I'll draw this imaginary line. So you just extend this parallel line here and find this angle first. Okay. So to find this angle, we take 180 degree minus 75 degrees using angles on a straight line. So here is 105 degrees. So using alternate angle, this is also 105 degrees, and another alternate angle here. Here is also 105 degrees. Yes, 255 is correct, well done. So angle X is here, which is on angles at a point, so we take 360 degree minus 105 degrees. And we are using two properties here. We are using alternate angles and angles at a point. It's equals to 255 degrees. Okay, so when you use more than one property, make sure you write them down clearly. Can? How to do it? Find the reflex angle BDE. So we know this parallel lines. In the figure ABC is parallel to DE, is parallel to FG, and BD is parallel to EF, so they are all labeled in your diagram for you. Angle ABD is 30 degrees and EF equals to EG. So this is not labeled for you, so you have to draw on your own. So they are asking you for this angle. But we can use alternate angle, right? Using alternate angle, this is 30 degrees. Can see that? So actually part A is very straightforward. Reflex angle BDE, 360 degree minus 30 degree, using angles at a point, as well as alternate angle. So the alternate angle is from AC parallel to DE. A reflex angle is like, so let's say I have these two lines. Can see a diagram? Cannot, wait, yeah. So let's say this is angle ABC. This is the normal angle ABC. Yeah, so if it's reflex, I'm looking at the bigger angle. More than 180 degree and less than 360 degrees. That's called reflex angle, okay? Part B, they're asking for angle FEG, this angle here. So this is equals to 330 degree for part A. Then we move on to part B. Part B, we can find angle EFG by using angle ABD equals to angle DEF because of alternate angle, and then it's equals to angle EFG. So all are actually alternate angle, equals to 30 degrees. Which one? Oh, it's just the properties. They are called the geometrical reasons. Oh, properties of angles. Like all these are called the reasonings. All this here, alternate angle, all this. Okay, so the alternate angles would be from AC parallel to DE parallel to FG. And then your angle EFG equals to angle EGF equals to 30 degrees because they are the base angles of isosceles triangle. So with that, we can find this unknown angle here using sum of angles in a triangle. Everyone done? Can we move on to question 9? Do try question 9, and when you are done, can send in your answer. Same thing. Even if they never say state your reasons clearly, right? You have to write down the properties. Fill in the errors. Oh, okay. There's missing angles as well, huh? Ah, ayo. Your angle Y is not correct. Angle X is correct. Y you can try again. I think X very straightforward. Find the value of unknown angle marked X and Y in the figure below and state your reasons clearly. Can? X equals to 75 degrees using corresponding angle. So based on this corresponding angle, okay, because it's still these two lines that's parallel. You can't write down because you don't have the points. But if the points are given, you can write down which two lines are parallel to each other. Okay, for the second part, to find angle Y, you will need this imaginary line. Draw this imaginary line that is parallel to the two parallel lines. So we can find this angle first using interior angle. 180 degrees minus 136 degrees, we have 44 degrees. Interior angles. between parallel lines. Okay, so we know this is 44 degrees. With that, we can find this. We take 106 minus 44. So here is 62 degree. Then we can find angle Y. Same thing, using interior angles between parallel lines. So you should get 118 degree. Can? So this is the last question for today. And then for secondary math, the next live will be next week, same timing. And as for us, the next live will be P6 Science on coming Tuesday, 7 p.m. It'll be a walkthrough of P6 Science mixed topics. Thank you. And yeah, so this is the webinar promo if you want to join for the free trial. We have primary 5 and 6 for for all subjects, English, math, science and creative writing. Then set 1 and 2 will just be math. Okay, bye bye.